It is time for Hamilton Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online. Tonight, the Royals wrap up the road portion of their regular season with a trip to Brownsburg to take on Hoosier Crossroads conference rival, the Brownsburg Bulldogs. And we'll have all the action for you tonight here on Audio Sports Online. My name's Brian Scott. So glad you joined me tonight as, again, we wrap up the regular season road portion of the schedule. And before we get to our varsity matchup, well, we've got a little JV action for you here from Brownsburg. And let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups. First off, for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, the road team, they are in the royal blue uniforms with the white numerals and white trim. And starting in a guard will be a 5'11 junior, Josh Fugate. At the other guard is a 5'8 freshman, Bradley Beeman. Cole Hornbuckle will be the third guard, a 5'11 freshman. Dayland Hooks will be at forward, a 6-foot junior. And Brandon Miller is going to get the start at forward, a 6'2 sophomore. As we learned before we got things tipped off tonight, or going to get things tipped off, Hamilton Southeastern basketball program fighting some illnesses. Aaron Etherington will not play in the varsity game. He'll miss his second straight game. And according to the coaching staff, this is getting to be a bit of an issue with the team as we get ready for action tonight. For the Bulldog JV squad, starting at a guard is a 5'11 sophomore Seth Harley. At the other guard is a 6-foot sophomore Gunnar Reifert. At forward is the third guard is a 5'11 junior Tim Trammer. At forward is a 6'4 freshman Malik Edmonds. And at forward, a 6'4 sophomore Tyler Nolan. So that's your starting lineups. The Bulldogs are in the home whites with the purple numerals and trim. And as you can gather from our camera position, we are in a corner. So we'll do our best to get you the best possible picture. But we are kind of in a corner tonight, so we'll do our best here. And it is the Bulldogs that have the basketball to begin this contest. Driving and laying it up and in on the left side of the lane is Seth Harley. And the Bulldogs have a quick 2-0 lead on Harley's 2 as we are just underway here as the Bulldogs go into a 1-3-1 zone. They trap Dayland Hooks in the corner. Hooks tries to get it to Fugate, who is driving the right side of the lane, and Fugate's going to end up traveling. So the 1-3-1 causing a little bit of an issue with the Royals as we start this game, and they commit the turnover. Now Royals will go to some pressure as the Bulldogs are able to get the ball inbounds to Gunnar Reifeit, and Reifeit will get it into the front court. Driving and going to be called for the carry coming right side of the lane again was Gunnar Reifeit. And we'll get the young man straight before this day is over. Gunnar Reifeit. And once again, the Bulldogs show that 1-3-1 zone as Dayland Hooks. He'll drive baseline, send it over to Brandon Miller. And Brandon Miller has the first Oriole point as he gets the bucket, and we are tied at 2. Again, just underway here from Brownsburg High School. 3 from the corner by Reifeit. That's no good. Hooks with a rebound as he sends it to Fugate, who almost lost it out of bounds but gathered it up and will send it over to Hornbuckle. Up top to Fugate between the circles. 5:36 left to go, opening quarter. We are tied at 2. Has a nice find. Hornbuckle finds Dayland Hooks, and Hooks finishes it off. And the Royals have their first lead with 2:22 left to go in the opening quarter. And the score is 4-2. Driving and sending it to the corner are the Bulldogs, and hitting the corner 3 is Seth Harley. And that 3 will give Brownsburg the 1-point lead at 5-4 as we hit the 5-minute mark left to go in this first quarter of play. Fugate watches Miller cut through the lane but sends it to Beeman. Beeman out to Hooks. Hooks around Beeman, and now we'll back it up as the Bulldogs go man-to-man for the first time. Here's Hornbuckle's jumper from the baseline, no good. Getting the rebound were the Bulldogs. Damon Craig actually pulled up the rebound as the Bulldogs get the layup basket in is Seth Harley. Harley has all 7 of the Bulldog points to begin this contest, and Brownsburg leads by 3. Here's Hooks down in the corner. He'll send it to Miller, and they'll reverse the ball back to Beeman on the far side. As we have 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this first quarter of play. Fugate drives, has the ball stripped by Malik Edmonds. And Edmonds will hand the ball off to Harley as the turnover gives the ball to Brownsburg. Up by 3 with 3:54 left to go in this first quarter. They'll get it to the top of the key, and the 3 is up. High arcing shot by Ryan Porth is no good. And the Royals will have the basketball. They trail 7-4. Hornbuckle right side to Beeman. Beeman down to Miller. Miller backs it out to the wing. Gives it to Hooks. Drives right side of the lane. Sends it out. Just in front of the three-point arc was Brandon Miller's shot. It was no good. And now we're going to have a traveling violation as before the Bulldogs' Gunnar Rafite can get the ball across the timeline. He shuffled his feet before making the pass and is called for steps. Another turnover, and this time the Royals will have the basketball, still trailing by 3 with 3:12 left to play in the first quarter. Brian Scott with you from Brownsburg High School. Final Hoosier Crossroads Conference matchup of the season for both these teams. As the season is winding down, the sectional selections will be made on Sunday. We'll be talking more about that at halftime of the varsity game as they try to get the ball down into Hooks, poked away. And coming up the court are the Bulldogs. Tyler Nolan sends it back up top, gives it to Gunnar Rafite. Rafite with the basketball, drives, kicks it out. Here's a 3 from the wing. That shot's up. It's no good by Porath. And getting the put back, the bucket, and one is Tyler Nolan. And the first foul of the contest is going to go against Hamilton Southeastern. And it will go against Dayland Hooks. First foul, first team foul. And Nolan will convert the three-point play. That'll stretch the Bulldogs' lead to 6 at 10-4 with 2:25 left to play in the first quarter as the Royals have the basketball. And Hooks will find Hornbuckle. Cole with the basketball, gives it to Beeman, left side. They get it into the hands of Matt Harris, who's now in. And Matt Harris will find Dayland Hooks, and as Dayland Hooks drives right side of the lane, he goes up. Won't get the bucket. He is going to earn a trip to the free throw line. And Gunnar Rafite called for his first foul, and Dayland Hooks will be at the line. And that one comes down, comes back out. Into the game now for the Royals is Chris Kedlowski, Josh Fugate, and Nate Shitkowski. Meanwhile, Seth Harley will depart, and Malik Edmonds returns for the Bulldogs. Hooks missed the first, but he will make the second, and Dayland now has 3 points, and it's a 5-point Bulldog lead at 10-5 with 2:04 remaining in the first quarter. Gunnar Rafite with the basketball. He'll go right side. This is Tyler Nolan. Nolan bounce pass, gets it down low to Damon Craig, who they'll have to send the basketball back outside. Leaning in, getting the bucket, and drawing the foul is Malik Edmonds. And he'll have an opportunity for an and one. And the foul goes against Dayland Hooks. That's his second and the team's second. Edmonds with a free throw, and he converts the three-point play. And it's an 8-point lead for the Bulldogs with 1:41 remaining. Opening quarter of play from Brownsburg, junior varsity action. As Fugate will go right side to Hooks. The Bulldogs started this game in a 1-3-1 zone. That lasted a couple of trips down, and now they've gone man. Here's Hooks, 3 on the way. Won't get the bucket, but he's going to earn 3 free throws at the line as he's going to be fouled, I believe, by Tyler Nolan. Second foul against the Bulldogs, first against Nolan, and Hooks is going to be at the line shooting 3. Hooks has 3 of the Royals' 5 points and now make it 4 of the Royals' 6 points. A minute 21 remains in this first quarter. And Southeastern trails 13-6. That one gets over the front of the rim and drops, and DeLind has one more. Savante Sumter Bay comes into the lineup for Brownsburg. And DeLind will see if he can convert all 3 free throws, which he does. So Hooks gets 3 the hard way, scoring all 3 of them from the free throw line, but that narrows the deficit to 13-8 with a minute 13 remaining in this first quarter. Here's a turnaround jumper from the free throw line by Malik Edmonds. Edmonds has 5 points, and we have 60 seconds left in this first quarter of play as Fugate goes right side to Matt Harris. Harris bounced past the Hooks. It's kicked, and they'll say it went off of the Bulldogs' Malik Edmonds and will stay down at the far end with the ball in the hands of Hamilton Southeastern, trailing by 7 with 53.6 seconds remaining. Fugate finds Shitkowski. Shitkowski left side. Matt Harris rises. The 3 no good. Whistle. And if this was on the shot of Harris, another 3 free throws are on the way. And it is. So Gunnar Rafite will hit his second free throw, or personal foul, and Matt Harris this time will be at the line to shoot 3. And Matt hits the first. So the Royals not having a whole lot of success hitting from the field, but right now doing their damage from the free throw line as Gunnar Rafite will leave and Tim Trammer will come in for Brownsburg. Matt has hit the first 2 free throws, and the third one is on the way, and he sank all 3 of them. The Royals have 7 of their 11 points in this quarter from the charity stripe. They trail by 4 with 36 seconds remaining. They trap at the timeline, and they do just get it over. Do the Bulldogs as Trammer has the basketball. They try to get it to Edwards at the left elbow. He's trapped. They'll send it up top as the Royals show some defense. 15 seconds remain as the Bulldogs using the rest of this first quarter clock, up by 4. They've been up by as much as 8. In the corner to Linville. They get it inside, and coming up with a bucket is Savante Sumter Bay, and that'll be the final shot of the first quarter. And after the end of 1 quarter of play, the Brownsburg Bulldogs lead the Hamilton Southeastern Royals by the score of 17-11. We'll be back with a second quarter after this. This is Royals basketball on Audio Sports Online. Brian Scott back with you from Brownsburg High School, the Varsity Fieldhouse, as we have the final road trip for the Royals this regular season. Of course, the sectional will be held at Carmel. That begins in 2 weeks. The Royals have one more game following tonight. That'll be next Thursday, senior night, at Hamilton Southeastern High School as the Royals welcome the Wildcats from Lawrence North. To begin the second half, it will be Mabor Majak, Nate Sukowski, Matt Harris, Josh Fugate, and Chris Kotlowski for Hamilton Southeastern, and they'll have the basketball trailing by 6. Get you the Bulldogs line up in just a moment as Fugate drives, and we'll have a whistle, and we're going to have an offensive foul called against Hamilton Southeastern on an illegal screen. I believe it'll go against Chris Kotlowski. It will. It's his first. Chris is first, team's third, and the Bulldogs bring it into the front court, and they will have Tim Trammer joined by Seth Harley. This is Savante Sumter Bay, who hit that shot at the end of the quarter. They get it down low, and losing the basketball was Seth Harley. Royals will bring it back the other way. Ryan Porath also on the court as Mabor Majak finds Josh Fugate. And Fugate finishes it off, and now pressure, and we're going to have a turnover. Fugate putting pressure on the man that received the inbounds pass. That was Tim Trammer. Trammer ended up dribbling the ball on the baseline, and the turnover will give the ball back to the Royals as Isaiah Higgins will take over for Trammer. And the Royals, who trail by 4, now can cut the deficit to 2 or maybe even 1. Fugate, left side, 3 on the way. That's up, that's good, and that is Nate Shutkowski. So Shutkowski's 3 makes it a 1-point game, 17-16, with 1 minute played in this second quarter. This is Porath with the basketball, and he finally will find Sumter Bay. Back right side, this is Richard Lang. They finally get it down low, and they will call traveling. Wave off the basket as Isaiah Higgins got in down low, and the little 5'8" guard shuffled the feet. And now here's Hamilton Southeastern with a chance to take the lead. Trailing 17-16. They've trailed by as much as 8. But now they have the basketball, trailing by 1 as Fugate takes it. Tried to leave a right side, poked out to Shutkowski. He tried to reverse it, but it was rejected by Lang. And the Bulldogs will bring it into the front court, up by 1. 5:18 left to play first half. Sumter Bay with the basketball up between the circles. They'll go right side to Lang. Lang bounce pass. They get it down low to Higgins, and coming back weak side is Sumter Bay. Just kind of snuck in behind Chris Kotlowski, and Sumter Bay is going to earn a trip to the free throw line as Kotlowski is going to be hit with his second personal foul. It is the 4th team foul against the Royals, and again, Sumter Bay at the free throw line. His first free throw is off. Into the lineup for the Bulldogs, or for the Royals, as Chris Kotlowski leaves. Brandon Miller comes back in. Sumter Bay missed the first free throw, and he will sink the second. He has 3 points, and it's a 2-point lead for the Brownsburg with 5:02 remaining in this first half of play. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me on this Friday night from Brownsburg. Beautiful day outside as a pull-up jumper, baseline jumper is up and good by Matt Harris. Matt Harris with the bucket. And we are tied at 18 with 4:42 remaining in the first half as Porath has the basketball. He'll try to send it to Isaiah Higgins, and it's a little high and goes right between his hands. And the turnover will give the ball back to the Royals, who once again will see if they can take the lead. We are tied at 18. 4:37 left to play in this first half. As Fugate will slowly bring it into the front court. He'll get a screen from Miller. Miller will get the ball back. They'll reverse it to Matt Harris, lobs it to Majak. Majak works, left hand, that bounces around, won't drop. And one of the few players that Mabor is going to be almost equal in height, Richard Lang. He's 6'9", Mabor 7-1, 7-2, depending on who's doing the measuring. And that's going to be a much, much more even matchup for Mabor than he has seen much of this season against the 6'9" sophomore for Brownsburg. They'll get it down low, and Majak with a rejection of Seth Harley, who thought he was going to have an easy basket. Mabor having nothing of that, as Shedkowski and Matt Harris will depart. Hornbuckle is back in, and as well as Bradley Beeman. Savante Sumter Bay is out. Here is a three. That's up. That is good. Seth Harley. Harley with his second three, and he now has 10 points. And it's now a 3-point lead for Brownsburg with 3:36 left to play in the first half. Hornbuckle lobs it to Majak. Lang tried to poke it out. Majak found Fugate going baseline, but Josh has to bring it back out, and they'll swing it back to Beeman. Beeman tried to get Majak tipped around. Hornbuckle came away with it. They will go to Fugate, and they'll reset the offense as Fugate works right side, down low to Majak. They try to deny the entry, and we will have a foul called on the floor. It's one of the few times we've seen Mabor not go and spin left-handed. He actually came strong side with the offhand. The foul is going to be called against Tyler Nolan, and that's his second. 14 foul, both teams with 14 fouls as Majak gets the entry pass on the inbound. And now Fugate to Hornbuckle, just inside the three-point arc, and Cole Hornbuckle has the bucket. His first points, and it's a 1-point Bulldog lead with 2:55 left to play in the first half. Ryan Porth with the basketball, lost it briefly. Tyler Nolan picked it up. They'll send it to the corner, and sinking the three is Seth Harley, and that is his third three-point basket. Harley now with 13 points, and the lead's 4. As Fugate trying to get Mabor Majak, and Mabor has some long arms, and he's 7'1", but that one's still a little tall for Majak, and the turnover will give the ball back to the Bulldogs, up by 4 with 2:34 left to play in the first half. Substitutions, Tim Trammer will come back in for Brownsburg. He'll take over for Isaiah Higgins. Southeastern will pick up some man-to-man pressure as they try to get the ball in, and they will get it to Harley. Harley into the front court. He has hit 3 three-point baskets as Porath, his little right-hand runner, bounces around, no good. Majak tried to corral it, but it was poked out of bounds by Tim Trammer, so the Royals will retain possession of the basketball, down by 4. Don't forget varsity action to follow. It'll be a joint broadcast with our friends at 98.9 FM WYRZ here in Hendricks County. They'll lob it into Majak. Majak lost it briefly, had it poked away. He was trying to get it to Fugate, but managed to get the basketball back. Fugate around a Majak screen. They tried to run the pick and roll, and now Fugate throws the basketball away. The second time that Fugate has thrown the basketball away. They were trying to set up the pick and roll. Majak was going to set up down low in the low post, and Josh just set that pass a little wide. So the turnover gives the ball to Brownsburg. They get it into Ryan Porath. As we go under 2 minutes left to play in this first half, Brownsburg leads 24-20. Porath with the basketball, leaves it right side to Tim Trammer. Now they'll get it to Lang, and they'll get it back to Porath on the near side. They swing it around. This is Tyler Nolan. They'll find Harley quickly as Matt Harris out on Harley after his threes. Here's Porath all alone. Rainbow's shot is no good. Matt Harris with a rebound. He'll take it. He'll leave it left side to Bradley Beeman. Beeman around Majak. Once again trying to set up the pick and roll. This time they will get it into Majak, poked away by Lang, but Majak, agile, gets underneath. This time he tries to feed down low, getting it to Brandon Miller, but the pass is too low, and the Bulldogs have it on the turnover. They lead by 4 with 65 seconds remaining in the first half. As Porath, bounce pass, stolen away by Matt Harris. Anticipated the pass, 3-on-2. They'll leave it left side to Beeman. Beeman tried to give it to Brandon Miller, and It's off the fingertips of Miller, and the turnover will give the ball back to the Bulldogs. Royals had numbers. Beeman with a taller player in front of him left it for Brandon, but Miller couldn't handle pass, and the turnover gives Brownsburg the basketball, up by 4 with 47 seconds remaining in the first half. Fourth with the basketball, up top to Trammer. As Southeastern goes to a 2-3 zone, Nolan gets it, sends it out to the corner, then they reverse it around, and Nolan gets it again. A 14-foot jumper, well short, might have been partially blocked by Majak, but picking up the loose change is Richard Lang. Lang will get the bucket, and he'll have a chance for an and one. The foul will go against Brandon Miller. For Brandon, his first, team's 5th. So Lang with a bucket, and he's going to see if he can convert the three-point play. He didn't call glass, but he does get the free throw, and it's back to a 7-point advantage for the Bulldogs. 22 seconds remain. Hornbuckle left side. Here's Matt Harris's three. That's no good. Weak side rebound by Brandon Miller. He'll send it out to Bradley Beeman. Beeman top to Hornbuckle. Down to 10 seconds remaining in the half. Now the Royals will play for the final shot. Down to 5. This is Majak. He'll send it out. Hornbuckle, pump fake. This is for 2, and it will not drop. And that's the end of the first half. The Bulldogs go on what turns out to be a 9-2 run to finish out the first half. And after the first half of play, Brownsburg Bulldogs lead the Hamilton Southeastern Royals by the score of 27-20. We'll have some numbers for you. Coming up is Royals basketball on ASO. Welcome back to Brownsburg High School. We're at the half. The Bulldogs lead the Royals by the score of 27-20. I'm Brian Scott. Glad you could join us on this Friday night. Beautiful night outside. Temperatures in the low 60s as we made our way to Brownsburg this evening. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice weekend as well. But for the JV Royals, well, they're looking to limit some turnovers and get some offense. They were pretty well limited in that first quarter, and they managed to come back in the second quarter, tie the game at 18, but then Brownsburg went on a 9-2 run to finish off the first half, and at the halftime intermission, we have the Bulldogs up by the score of 27-20. Let's tell you some stats from the first half. Leading Hamilton Southeastern with 6 points, including 4 from the free throw line, was Dayland Hooks. 5 points from Matt Harris, 3 from Nate Shadkowski, 2 points each from Josh Fugate, Cole Hornbuckle, and also from Brandon Miller. For the Brownsburg Bulldogs, a hot start for Seth Harley. He had 3 3-point baskets. He finished with 13 points in that first half. 5 points for Malik Edmonds, 3 points from Tyler Nolan, 2 points from Richard Lang. Neither team has anybody in any foul difficulties, and we look to see how these teams are going to start the second half. The Royals have still not come out of the locker room yet. As Coach Dave Merica, he is out. He's looking at stats, but his team is just now making its way out onto the floor as the Bulldogs have finished up some of their warm-ups. And we'll see who he elects to start here in the second half. Royals had a few issues, especially with turnovers, some sloppy ball handling, some sloppy passes. But it was really Seth Harley for the Bulldogs that did a number on Southeastern in that first half, and if it wasn't for some free throws by Hamilton Southeastern, this game could be a much uglier affair right now, as the Royals had twice were able to convert at the free throw line on 3-point foul attempts, getting 3 free throws each from Dayland Hooks and Matt Harris. So to begin the second half, it'll be Fugate, Josh Fugate, Dayland Hooks, Bradley Beeman, Nate Shadkowski, and Mabor Majak. And for the Bulldogs, it'll be Gunnar Rafite, Seth Harley. They will be also joined by Damian Craig, Malik Edwards, and Derek Linville. Those are the players that will begin the second half here. And it will be the Bulldogs' Gunnar Rafite with the basketball to bring it into the front court, and the second half is underway with the Bulldogs up by 7. Damon Craig tries to send it in the corner. It was almost tucked away, but able to bring the basketball down was Seth Harley. As the Bulldogs, top of the key, have the basketball. Looking, then they bounce it right side into the corner in the hands of Damon Craig. They'll reverse the basketball. Southeastern starts in a man-to-man, and they stay rather tight. Played 40 seconds, and now a traveling violation. So good defense for Hamilton Southeastern to begin the second half, and they end up forcing the Bulldogs to commit a turnover, and they'll get the basketball again, trailing by 7, as they'll now be near to us as Fugate with the basketball. They'll wind it over to Beeman over in the far side. Bradley between the circles, picks up his dribble, leaves it for Shadkowski. Nate Shadkowski getting the start here in the second half to Fugate. Fugate between the circles, dribbles the basketball, goes right side to Beeman. Beeman down to Majak. Majak with the left hand gets the bucket and draws the foul. Mabor with that, what's become a patented move for him, that left-handed hook, as the foul will go on Damon Craig, his first. And Mabor is at the line, and he will convert the three-point play. And It's just like that. It's down to a 4-point deficit after the 3-point conversion. And losing the basketball was Malik Edmonds. Here comes Dayland Hooks. Hooks to Fugate, left wide open for three, but he misses it, and Mabor goes up, and he'll be called for the foul going over the back. And for Mabor, that will be, I believe, his, say it's his first foul. So he has 3 points, 1 foul, and we have 5:30 left to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs have it as Harley will send it left side and into the hands of Gunnar Rafite. Dribbling the basketball to the weak side is Linville. Now they'll swing it back and reverse the basketball. At the free throw line is Rafite. He will try to shoot it over Majak and will succeed. Rafite gets the first bucket, and it is a 29-23 Bulldog advantage with 4:57 left to go in this third quarter as Rafite gets the bucket. This is Beeman, left wing, lobs it to Majak, but anticipating it was Damon Craig. He poked it away and then threw it off of Majak's foot, so the Bulldogs will maintain possession. Good anticipation by Craig as he saw where the pass was going and poked it out of bounds. This time, however, Brownsburg turns it over as Harley, trying to get the ball into Malik Edmonds, throws it away, and Southeastern will have the basketball trailing by 6 with 4:43 left to go in this third quarter. They'll lob it into the backcourt where Bradley Beeman will chase it down and bring it across the timeline. He'll pass it right side to Fugate, who gives it to Shitkowski. Shitkowski dribbling, picks it up, gives it down to Majak, who's moved off the blocks. Looking, and finally finds Dayland Hooks. Hooks wraps it to Beeman. Beeman launches a three from the corner, and Bradley Beeman will get the 3-point bucket from the corner. And immediately, Coach DeMerica will call a timeout with 4:20 left to go in the third quarter, and the Bulldogs have seen their lead, cut to 3 at 29-26. With 4:20 left to go in the third quarter, as Coach DeMerica calls his first timeout, a 30-second timeout. Again, we're coming to you tonight from the Varsity Fieldhouse at Brownsburg High School. Final Hoosier Crossroads Conference game for both these schools. For the Bulldogs, as far as HCC title implications go, there are none for them. But for Hamilton Southeastern, they still have a chance at a co-championship. But they'll need to beat Brownsburg tonight, and they need some help from district rival. Here's a steal by Fugate. He'll take it, and he'll take it all the way to the basket on his own. Fugate with the steal cuts it to a 1-point game at 29-28 as we reach the 4-minute mark left to go in this third quarter. As I mentioned, the Royals need some help from Fishers. They'll need to beat the Eagles tonight if there's a chance for a co-championship. Here's a nice floater by Seth Harley. Harley with 15 points now as it's back to a 3-point lead for the Bulldogs with 3:36 remaining in the third quarter as Beeman backs it out, goes right side to Shitkowski. Shitkowski at the wing, dribbles. He'll pull up jumper from the free throw line is well short. Majak was underneath the basket. He was trying to grab it before it went out of bounds, but it goes off his fingertips, and the ball will belong to Brownsburg as Derek Linville departs and Ryan Porath, is now into the lineup for the Bulldogs. 3:20. Clock moving, and 31-28, the Bulldogs with the lead as Porath pounds the basketball, now picks it up, and just beyond the free throw line, the shot no good by Craig, and unable to get squeeze the rebound was Mabor Majak. Matt Harris will come in. Nate Shitkowski Saw some extended minutes to begin this second half. He'll take a seat. Royals trail by 3. Bulldogs have the basketball and a nice inbounds play. Nobody accounted for Malik Edmonds, and he gets the easy bucket on the inbounds play. And we quickly go back the other way as Matt Harris is fouled on his way to the hoop. And they'll say the foul occurred before the shot. Foul will go against Gunnar Reffett, his third. Only the second team foul against Brownsburg, only one for Hamilton Southeastern in this second half, as Harris has the basketball. To Fugate. Fugate at the free throw line finds Bradley Beeman. Beeman trying to get it to Majak, but they'll reverse the ball to the near wing. And now Harris will dribble, goes right side. Fugate finds Hooks, left elbow, and Hooks will back it up between the circles with 2:34 remaining in this third quarter. They find Majak. He goes baseline, puts the shot up, and he's going to be hacked by Damon Craig. Craig with his second personal. And Mabora Majak is going to go to the free throw line. 13 foul, and Majak, who has 3 points, one of those came from the free throw line. He now has another couple of opportunities. That one rims out. Cole Hornbuckle coming in for the Royals. Meanwhile, Gunnar will leave, and Tim Trammer will come in for Brownsburg. And Mabor Majak, who missed that free throw attempt, has one more, though. That one he drains. Mabor with 4 points, and that is the lead currently for Brownsburg at 33-29 with 2:25 left to play in this third quarter. Trammer with the basketball, reverses to the left side, gets it to Porath down in the corner. He ties it up with Matt Harris, and they will call a held ball, and the possession arrow will favor Hamilton Southeastern. So Harris got his hands in there, tied up Porath, and with the possession arrow favoring Hamilton Southeastern, they'll have the basketball trailing by 4 with 2:09 left to go in the quarter. As Hooks has it left wing, gets around a Majak screen, tried to set up the pick and roll, but it's stolen away, and missing the dunk was Damon Craig, but fortunately Seth Harley was there to get the loose ball so the Bulldogs can keep the possession. Trammer launches, and he will hit it. It's a 2. Foot was on the line, so it's a 2, but it extends the lead to 6 for the Bulldogs with 1:36. Hornbuckle, he'll find Majak. Majak had his shot maybe partially blocked by Trammer. No foul, but a turnover by Brownsburg as Seth Harley dribbled the basketball on the sideline right in front of the Royals bench. So another turnover. Brandon Miller will come in for Hamilton Southeastern. He will take over from Mabor Majak. Majak leaves with 4 points, and we're going to have a timeout on the court with 90 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the Royals trailing by 6 at 35-29. Stay tuned. Coming up a little later, varsity action as the 9th-ranked Royals, fresh off of 2 very big wins against top-ranked opponents. They beat Carmel last Friday. They beat Pike on Tuesday. And as we head into the sectional pairing weekend, Royals with some momentum, but talking to the coaching staff, they've got also some players that are fighting some bugs. Aaron Etherington will not play tonight. He has been ill really since the Carmel game, and he will not play tonight as well. Josh Fugate is going to inbound the basketball, and he'll find Matt Harris. Harris feeds Brandon Miller. Miller out to Fugate. Fugate, right side, leaves it to Miller. Miller over to Harris between the circles. Drives left side of the lane, kicks it to Hooks. Ball fake in the lane. Wraparound layup, up, good, and send him to the line. Dayland Hooks with his second bucket. And foul was called against Damon Craig, and that is his third, fourth team foul. So now Craig will depart, and Richard Lang will return. Meanwhile, DeLynn has already made 4 free throws in this contest, and he's looking to convert the three-point play, which would make this a three-point game, and he does just that. 35-32 in favor of the Bulldogs. 1:12 remain in this third quarter as they get the ball into Porath. Porath is harassed by Matt Harris, and now they will give the ball over to Tim Trammer. Trammer into the front court with 1:01 left in the quarter. Left side, and Matt Harris, anticipating the pass to Ryan Porath in the corner, knocks it away as Gunnar Ruffett is back in. He'll take over for Tim Trammer. 58.3 seconds remain in this third quarter. Bulldogs with a 35-32 lead. And they'll get it to Malik Edwins. He'll send it over to the corner where Porath trying. He had a clear shot on a baseline drive and threw the ball onto the rim underneath. Here comes Hamilton Southeastern. Floater by Hornbuckle is way off. And coming down with it is Seth Harley. Porath gets the pass, drives right side of the lane. Won't get the bucket, but he's going to earn a trip to the free throw line with 35.4 seconds remaining, and the Bulldogs up by 3. And the foul is going to be against Brandon Miller. And for Miller, that's his second. It's Ryan Porath at the line to shoot a pair. That one goes halfway down, comes back out. As Mabor Majak is back in, he'll come in for Brandon Miller. Brandon with 2 points and a pair of fouls. And Ryan Porath seeing if he can get at least one out of these 2 free throws for the Bulldogs, which he will. Happens to be his first point as well, and that pushes it to a 4-point advantage. 2-2-1 press by the Bulldogs, but Southeastern gets it to the front court, and they'll swing it to the near corner to Hooks. 22 seconds remain, 36-32 in favor of Brownsburg. As Hooks has the basketball left wing, and now will retreat to the center jump circle and reset the offense as we get under 10 seconds. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Hooks one-on-one, left side, drives, and just goes into a trio of Brownsburg Bulldogs, and the whistle is for traveling, no foul. And that's a little befuddling to Coach Dave Merica on that, but that is the call. Here's the Bulldogs, 2 seconds, 1 second, and it's thrown away, and that's the end of the third quarter. Our score after 3 periods, Brownsburg leads Hamilton Southeastern 36-32. Fourth quarter action coming up. This is Royals basketball on ASL. Back at Brownsburg High School, I'm Brian Scott. Welcome to Royals basketball on AudioSportsOnline.net. We're about ready to get fourth quarter action underway with the Royals trailing the Bulldogs by the score of 36-32. Bulldogs have trailed by as much as 8. They've tied this game on a couple of occasions, and they've gotten it to within 4 here in this third quarter, but have not been able to get any closer. And as we start the fourth quarter, it'll be DeLynn Hooks, Bradley Beeman, Matt Harris, Cole Hornbuckle, and Mabor Majak for Hamilton Southeastern. And for the Bulldogs, Ryan Porath will join on the court. Seth Harley, Tim Trammer, Damon Craig, and Tyler Nolan. Those are the 5, and a traveling violation as Nolan was looking for somebody to come back to get the basketball after he picked it up. He's looking at Seth Harley, and Nolan ended up dragging a pivot foot, and he's called for steps. And the Royals, who trail by 4, now have the basketball, looking to cut into that 4-point lead. Pick and roll. They get it to Majak, and as Majak goes up, he's going to be tied up by Ryan Porath. But the possession error will favor Hamilton Southeastern. No, they called a foul. And one official calling for the, looked like held ball, but what the other official said he saw a hack, so they'll send Majak to the line. Labor misses that free throw. For Porath, that's his first personal. 15 foul against the Bulldogs. Mabor, second free throw, no good, and the rebound falls into the hands of Ryan Porath, and he will give it to Tim Trammer as the Bulldogs still lead by 4 as we play 30 seconds of the fourth quarter. Porath with the basketball, right wing, down low. They feed the ball, and the turnaround jumper is no good by Damon Craig. Majak with a rebound, and they get the ball in the hands of Hooks, almost stolen away by Nolan, but DeLinde able to keep the basketball, gives it to Beeman. Beeman between the circles, right side, and an offensive foul as they're going to get DeLinde Hooks on a bit of a push. For DeLinde, that'll be foul number 3. And the 13th foul against the Royals, as we have played 52 seconds of this fourth quarter. Here's a lob. Nolan gets into the left side of the lane, but Nolan is 6'4", and Mabor Majak altered that shot, and Majak got the rebound. Still looking for our first points of the fourth quarter. Harris tried to throw it into Majak, but there to pick it up was Hooks. And the Royals still have the basketball. Here's Beeman between the circles, thought about the 3. They sing it to the near corner to Hooks, and he will try to get the ball. They feed Majak, but we're going to have a reach-in foul as trying to deny the entry pass was Richard Lang. That's his second. 16 foul against the Brownsburg Bulldogs. Correction, they say that's his first. But the Royals have the basketball trailing by 4. They'll lob it to Beeman. Beeman to Majak. Majak out to Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle once again feeds the low post. Majak, his shot partially blocked. A whistle and a foul, and Majak is going to the free throw line. Richard Lang will be called for the foul. That will be his second. 17 foul, but this is a 2-shot foul for Majak. And Mabor missed the free throw yet again. Mabor has sunk 2 free throws, but he's missed 3. 5:25 left to go fourth quarter. Still stuck at 36-32, which is where we were after the end of 3, and he missed them both. Porath with the basketball on the rebound for the Bulldogs. As we head to the front court, gonna ref it, and now a whistle away. Let's see what the call is here. And the foul is going to be against Hamilton Southeastern's Matt Harris. And for Matt, that's his first, only the 14th foul against Southeastern. And we have 5:12 remaining with, again, the score remain 36-32. Another whistle will stop play. And I believe they're going to get Matt again. So Harris picks up 2 quick fouls. And that is the 15th foul, and we'll do this all over again. Inbounding the basketball is Rafite. This time he'll throw it into the backcourt where Seth Harley will take it and bring it up front again. Beeman gets a high ball screen, throws up a shot, and gets it to drop off of the glass. 17 points for Harley, and the lead is 6. Hornbuckle around a Majak screen. Finds Harris. Harris dumps it to Majak in the lane. Left-hander. That won't drop, and Riffett has the rebound. He'll find Porth. He'll drive and has his shot partially blocked by Harris. Royals have the basketball. They're looking for their first points of the quarter. They trail by 6. As we hit 4:26 left to play in this fourth quarter, Majak loses it, but there's DeLind Hooks cutting the baseline from the weak side, who's able to pick it up and save the possession for Southeastern. Now DeLind, he'll find Majak. Majak will get the bucket and one. Majak's bucket gives the Royals their first points here. And he's got a chance to convert the three-point play, which he does. So Mabor Majak now with 7 points as Ryan Porath will leave, and entering the lineup is Savante Sumter Bay, 38-35 in favor of the Brownsburg Bulldogs. 4:06 remains, and a whistle and a foul. And this will be the 16th foul against Hamilton Southeastern. And that foul is going to be called against Josh Fugate. That's his first, but the 16th foul. They get the ball inbounds. This is Harley. Harley backs it up after being cut off. He gets it into the hands of Ruffett, and now he'll dribble, picks up his dribble near the center jump circle. They'll swing it around to the far corner, and now they will get into the hands of Richard Lang at the wing. Back to between the circles. 3:46 left to play, 38-35 in favor of Brownsburg. They'll get Lang down low, and there'll be a whistle and a foul as he was bumped. They will call it on the floor, but it'll be the 17th foul, so there will be free throws involved. It'll be a 1-and-1 situation as Fugate's going to be hit with his second personal, and Richard Lang, the 6'9" sophomore, is at the line. He has 2 points. And right now it is a one-possession game, 38-35, so free throw is important. And he misses the free throw. Sumter Bay couldn't get the rebound, and it falls into the hands of Hamilton Southeastern. Here's a three. That one's off the front of the rim. Majak, though, the offensive rebound, sends it out to Harris. Harris to Hooks, and the Royals will reset the offense, trailing by 3 with 3:23, a whistle, and an offensive foul. They're going to call the offensive foul, I believe, on DeLind Hooks. And that'll be his 4th. 18 foul, no free throws on the offensive foul, and now the Bulldogs will inbound the basketball. They lead by 3, but they, like the Royals, have been having some problems getting some offense here in this final quarter. Driving right side and leaving it underneath to Lang on a nice pass from Gunnar Ruffett. Lang couldn't finish it off at the rim, but he's going to earn a trip to the line on a foul. And it'll be against Josh Fugate. That's his 3rd. So now Lang at the line with the 2 shots, and he missed that one rather badly. Again, neither team able to put some offense together really in this fourth quarter, and neither team also making any free throws. Second free throw is up. That one he didn't call glass, but he at least got it to drop. He has 3 points, and it's a 2-possession game at 39-35. Still plenty of time. 3:02 left to play in the fourth. Matt Harris bounces it to Mabor. Mabor will take it up, won't get the bucket, but he is going to earn another trip to the free throw line where Mabor has had his problems tonight. He has made 3, but he has also missed 5. This is a 2-shot foul. Foul is going to be against Richard Lang, and that'll be his 4th. 9th team foul, and Mabor splashes that one. Substitutions is coming in for the Bulldogs now as Lang departs. He'll be replaced by Tyler Nolan. So Lang sits down with 4 fouls, and he has 3 points. For Majak, he can both free throws. He has 8 points, and we're going to have a timeout on the court with 2 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Hamilton Southeastern trails Brownsburg by the score of 39-37. I'm Brian Scott. Glad you could join me tonight for Royals basketball from Brownsburg High School. Final regular season road trip for the Royals. They'll be back home next Thursday to take on the Wildcats of Lawrence North before beginning sectional play the following week. Of course, they will be playing in the Carmel sectional, and we'll be talking more about that at the half. We will also be simulcasting our broadcast as we will be joining WYRZ for tonight's game as these two Hoosier Crossroads Conference rivals, of course, the Bulldogs in Hendricks County. Brownsburg has had a very good season this year as they have rebounded after a very subpar season last year. And they will, however, have a much, much tougher road to haul in their sectional. They will be in a very, very tough sectional in Plainfield, and we'll also be talking about that at halftime. Out of the timeout for the Royals, Bradley Beeman, Josh Fugate, Matt Harris, Dayland Hooks, Mabor Majak. Those are the 5 out there for Southeastern as the Bulldogs have the ball, and they throw it away. Here is Matt Harris with a steal, and the Royals can tie the game or go up with a 3. Here's Beeman with a basketball as Matt Harris read that all the way and got the steal. Here's Hooks, right wing. Around a Majak's screen, they set up the pick and roll, but they'll send it to Beeman. Beeman wants to send it into Majak and now backs it up. They'll get it to Fugate at the center jump circle, left side wing to Beeman beyond the arc. 2:27 left to go in the quarter, or in the ball game. This ball is going to be poked out of bounds by Ryan Porath, so we'll stay here with the Royals still in possession, trailing by 2, and 2:23 left to go in the fourth. Fugate will inbound it from the sideline across from the Royals bench, and he will lob it into Hooks, who will retreat and bring the ball back into the front court. Royals trail 39-37. Here's Harris. 2:13 remains. Fugate. Right side back to Harris. Harris drives baseline. Wraparound layup. He missed it badly. Poked away and into the hands, finally, of Damon Craig. He squeezes it for Brownsburg and gives it to Gunnar Reifert. They'll go left side to Porath. 1:51 remains. Bulldogs lead by 2. Slipping and falling was Ryan Porath, and he's forced to spend a timeout as Fugate went to the deck with him to try to get the basketball, and it'll be a full timeout. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. 1:48 remains on the clock, and Brownsburg is up by 2, 39-37. A very low-scoring fourth quarter here at Brownsburg. But the Bulldogs have the lead. Don't forget varsity action to follow tonight on Audio Sports Online. 9th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern taking on the Brownsburg Bulldogs as the Royals with an 18-4 record and the Bulldogs with a 14-5 record. If you're wondering why the disparity in games played, Brownsburg did not play a holiday tournament. So they have not played nearly as many games as many schools have. As we get ready to begin the final minute 48. 39-37, that is our score. And out of the timeout, it is Dayland Hooks, Bradley Beeman, Josh Fugate, Matt Harris, Mabor Majak, and for the Bulldogs, Gunnar Reifert, Rylan Porath, Seth Harley, Damon Craig, and Tyler Nolan. Bulldogs have the basketball and a 2-point lead. Is pounding it is Seth Harley. He'll give it up to Reifert. Back to Harley. He'll drive, kick it out to the corner to. And the Bulldogs playing a little keep away now, trying to milk some clock. 1:27 remains, and now the Bulldogs throw it away. Beeman with the basketball to Hooks. Hooks has a shot. No foul. They'll say it was tied up. Ball is still loose, and finally, Tyler Nolan comes away with it for Brownsburg. Coach Dave Merrica not happy. Thought there was a foul underneath. No call. They'll say it was a held ball as both players had a hand on it. No whistle to stop play as Nolan has his shot wide as the ball's loose, goes out on the court, and they'll say it belongs to Southeastern with 58.6 seconds remaining, and the Royals trailing by 2 at 39-37. As Fugate will bring it into the front court, Coach Dave Merrica will call timeout. 52 seconds remain, and the Royals trail the Bulldogs by the score of 39-37. Southeastern has tied the game on a couple of occasions. They have trailed by as much as 8, and now they trail by 2 with 52 seconds remaining. Hamilton Southeastern has 2 timeouts remaining. Brownsburg 3. Both teams have committed 9 team fouls, so the next foul will put either team will put the other team in the double bonus. For the Bulldogs, they have Richard Lang with 4 fouls. And for Hamilton Southeastern, Dayland Hooks has 4 fouls. So we'll see what Coach Dave Merrica can draw up here with 52 seconds remaining and the Royals trailing by 2. And out of the timeout, it will be Josh Fugate, Bradley Beeman, Dayland Hooks, Matt Harris, and Mabor Majak. Those are the 5 out there for Hamilton Southeastern. It is Ryan Porath, Gunnar Reifert, Tyler Nolan, Seth Harley, and Damon Craig, the 5 out there for the Bulldogs. Beeman will inbound it from right in front of the scorer's table and send it out to Fugate in the backcourt. Under 50 seconds remain. Fugate dribbles, picks it up, finds Dayland Hooks, got loose underneath, goes up, puts it up, and can't get the bucket. But he's got a chance to tie the game at the free throw line with a pair of free throws. 41.2 seconds remain. And the foul is going to go against Gunnar Reifert. That'll be his 4th. Dayland Hooks has had a good night at the free throw line, and 2 free throws here can tie the game. He hits the first. The Royals are trailing by 1. Free throw here will tie it up. Second free throw, rims out, no good, and coming down with it is Craig of Brownsburg. They lead by 1. 35 seconds remain. Royals, they get it to Brock. He sends it over left side, trying to get the foul. Finally, after a second or two, the officials will call the foul as Tyler Nolan is mugged down at the baseline, and he's going to go to the free throw line as the double bonus now in effect for both teams. Josh Fugate with his 4th personal, 10th team, and Nolan with 2 free throws. It'll be a 1-possession game no matter what happens here as Nolan misses the first. And now Coach Dave Merrick is going to call timeout with 26.1 seconds remaining. Hooks had a chance to tie the game with a pair of free throws but missed the second. And the Bulldogs lead by 1, but Tyler Nolan has missed the first of a pair. So the worst-case scenario for Royals fans is that Nolan hits the second free throw and Southeastern be down by 2. They have 26.1 seconds remaining. 1 timeout remains as well for Southeastern, while the Bulldogs have 3. Both teams in the double bonus. Out of the timeout, Matt Harris, Bradley Beeman, Dayland Hooks, Mabor Majak, Josh Fugate. And again, Tyler Nolan is at the line where he missed the first free throw. And this is a big free throw for Bulldogs fans, as currently they are only up by 1. Second free throw is up. That will drop. It's a 2-point game as the Royals trail 40-38. 23 seconds, and this one's almost stolen away as they were trying to get the ball into the front court to Matt Harris, but poking it out of bounds is Damon Craig. But Southeastern will retain possession of the basketball, down by 2 with 20.6 seconds remaining. Harris will inbound, looking, throws it into the backcourt to DeLynn Hooks. 18 seconds remain. Hooks drives right side, goes strong, will not get the bucket. But once again, DeLynn's going to have a chance to tie this game at the free throw line, with Southeastern trailing by 2 and 14 seconds remaining. Last time DeLynn split the free throws, that put the Royals down by 1. He sinks the first. (40-39). A free throw here ties it. That one's no good. Bulldogs have the basketball, up by 1 with 11.1 seconds, and quickly we're going to have a timeout called by Brownsburg, as they'll have the basketball up by 1 with 11.1 seconds remaining, as the Royals unable to hit some free throws here in the fourth quarter. And they find themselves trailing by 1. Don't forget, varsity action coming up. Going to be a little bit on the late side tonight, as we are already at about 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. So we expect the varsity game to begin about 20 some odd minutes after the conclusion of this contest. So we'll see what Coach Dave Merica elects to do. The Royals will have to foul immediately on the inbounds if they want to at least have a chance to draw up something with some time left. The Bulldogs have 2 timeouts remaining. The Royals have 1. Both teams are in the double bonus, and Brownsburg leads by 1 at 40-39. So we'll see what Coach Dave Merica draws up here out of the timeout. And again, expect a quick foul on the inbound. The Bulldogs will be taking the ball out of bounds from the sideline across from the Royals bench as Tyler Nolan is set up. They'll line up behind the big 7'1" freshman Mabor Majak. Nolan gets the ball inbounds, and quickly, or not so quickly, Gunnar Ruffett is fouled by Matt Harris, and he heads to the other end of the court. As Matt will be hit with his 3rd personal. And with the double bonus, in fact, Ruffett will be shooting a pair. And he hits the first. It's a 2-point game. Cole Hornbuckle will come out. They took DeLynn Hooks out because DeLynn has 4 personals. A 2-point game. It will be a 1-possession game regardless. It's just whether the Royals need a 2 or a 3 to tie. And that free throw is good. They will need a 3 to tie. And Southeastern will use their final timeout with 9.2 seconds remaining. And the Bulldogs up 42-39. I'm Brian Scott. Glad you could join me tonight on a Friday night from Brownsburg as Royals basketball on their final road trip of the season. And it's a Hoosier Crossroads Conference matchup against the Brownsburg Bulldogs. Varsity action to follow. Should be a good game. Southeastern on a roll these past 3 games, knocking off 3 very tough opponents in Newcastle, Carmel, and Pike. And looking to go into some momentum as we get ready for sectional selection coming up on Sunday. So right now, Dave Merica drawing up what likely it will be either a 3-point play, trying to get something from the perimeter, or seeing if they can get a slash to the basket and get the hoop and the harm. Of course, Brownsburg warning just of that if Southeastern tries for that slashing two-point basket, to just let them have it. Time is on the Bulldogs' side with 9.2 seconds remaining, and Brownsburg up by 3. It is Beeman, Hooks, Matt Harris, Fugate, and Mabor Majak on the court for Hamilton Southeastern. And they will have to, of course, take it out in the backcourt as Hooks will inbound, and the Bulldogs will set up a 1-2-2 press, or a 1-2-1-1. This is Beeman. Beeman into the front court. Right side to Fugate. 4 seconds. Beeman, long-range three on the way. That's off, no good. Bulldogs have the rebound, and that's it. Final score, the Brownsburg Bulldogs defeat Hamilton Southeastern 42-39. We'll be back with some final numbers in just a moment. There's Royals basketball on ASO. Brian Scott back with you as the Royals fall to Brownsburg in the junior varsity contest by the score 42-39. Let's give you some final stats. For Hamilton Southeastern, 11 points from Dayland Hooks paced the Royals tonight. Mabor Majak had 9 points, got all of them in the second half. 5 points from Matt Harris. They have 4 points from Josh Fugate, 3 points from Bradley Beeman, 3 points also from Nate Schakowsky, and 2 points from Brandon Miller. For the Brownsburg Bulldogs, they were led by 17 points from Seth Harley, 7 points from Malik Edmonds, 4 points each from both Gunnar Reifert and Tyler Nolan, 3 points from Richard Lang, 2 points from Savante Sumter Bay, and 1 point for Ryan Porth. I should have also mentioned Tim Trammer had 2 points. So that's the junior varsity contest coming up in about a little over 20 minutes. Varsity action between the Hamilton Southeastern Royals and the Brownsburg Bulldogs. Will be back in about 10-15 minutes. This is Royals basketball on ASO.